last time. So here is the video for I'm starting our weaving. Okay, so remember this is the piece that I had already done. So we're going to start the weaving again. Okay, so remember I said we're going to just hold the very end. We're going to hold the very end of it against the loom. This is what I'm going to do. You are more than welcome to tie it off if you want to, but I just don't want to knot. So that's why I'm not going to tie it off. I'm going to hold the end, and then I'm going to go ahead and weave through this first row, holding the end off. I told you I'm going to have to pull mine through halfway through. Let's get somebody else. Continue to weave through. And the reason why I'm holding this piece is because when I pull it through, if I'm not holding this piece, it will get pulled through. Okay. It'll see when I let it go, it'll get pulled through. So I'm holding the piece. I'm holding it. I was holding it at an angle. Okay. So first row, put your comb in and comb it down. And then I'm gonna go the opposite direction of where I went. So this one was under. I'm gonna go over the next row. Next row again. I need to. Oops. I have to go back a little bit. Here. Down at the top. I don't want this to be tight. I want the edge of the loom to stay where the edge of the warp thread is. So leave it there. See, I pushed it down a little bit. And continue to go over and under. Under. I'm gonna pull through. Pull through. I'm gonna comb it down. This is tighter than I wanted it to, so I'm gonna go back to this edge. Just a little bit. So I'm gonna comb it down. Now this next one is gonna go under. So this next row, I'm gonna go under. So what I want to do with that edge that I had there, I'm gonna hold it up so that it's parallel to the warp yarn. So when I go under, it's gonna catch it. Okay. So see what I did? It was kind of flapping. It was down here. I pulled it up so that it's parallel with the warp yarn. So when I go under, it's gonna catch it. Okay, so I'm gonna go this way a bit. Oops, I need to hold it there. Right. Yeah, that's right. Catch it. I'll pull through now just so you can see what I did. So you see with that loop, it caught it in that loop. Okay, so as I finish this row up and comb it down, it'll catch it there. And then I'll just do that with the next row as well before I cut it off. Okay. Under, and in this row, I get to the end of this row to go up. So it's gonna go over the top, right? Then I'm gonna comb it down. And then this one, I'm going to go over the top this way. And then repeat the process until the loop is completely done. So when I get back to the end, let me at least get to the end of this row so you can see that I'm going to catch that thread again over the top. Catch that thread again over the top. Over. So under, over, under. So this time I'm going to hold it on the bottom side of the warp. Yarns on top. And other side, hold down. And when I go under this time, I'm going to catch it again under the yarn. And then that's just going to keep the end of it. So that just keeps the end of it. So instead of tying off, I've just woven the end piece into the piece. Okay. All right. So I'm going to finish this one for us by the time we come to class next week. And remember, I'm using this yarn. So mine is going to be multicolored. It's going to be more of a melange. And I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do. So I'm going to pause it now, and then I'm going to do the finger looping yarn again. So you have that example. And then, of course, as I stated, I'm going to put video tutorials that are on YouTube on here as well. Okay, so pause for knits. Okay, we're back with knits. Like I said, I counted off originally. I counted off 20. Since I unraveled what I did, you can see that these are lining up way better than they did originally. But I counted off 20, and then we're going to take the second row and we're going to place it above our first row. Okay, so we take our second row above our first row. Actually, it's probably better this way. It's easier if you start with the corner, with the kind of the round corner. Okay, so I'm going to take the yarn that's on the bottom row. So I'm going to say this is the bottom row, and I'm going to take the one on the top row and I'm going to loop it through that. So the bottom row through the one that's on the top row, and I'm going to pull it a little tight. These first couple ones are always wonky just because you're starting, but as we get down the row, you'll see the shape start to form. Okay, so what was on the bottom row through what's on the top row through what's on the bottom row. Step backwards again. What's on the bottom row, what's on the top row through what's on the bottom. Can you do it the other way? Yes. You'll just the way your knit will look on this side will just be different. Actually, you're just going to do the reverse of what it will look like. But we're going to do the top row through the bottom. And you already see that it's starting to form. It's starting to form some shape. It's going to continue. And then by the time we get to row 3, we're off and cooking. Stitch. And then it's important that you catch every loop. If not, you saw the boo-boos, the oopsies that were made by my daughter on her blanket where she skipped a couple loops. I'm not going to go the full 20 just in the interest of time. So I'm going to just take this row and then fold the fabric over that. So same process. What's on bottom, what's on top through what's on bottom. On top, we see that our garment is starting to, our blanket or scarf, whatever, is starting to form, okay? So what's on the bottom row what's on the top row through what's on the bottom row, keep going, and eventually you would end up with one solid piece. Okay. Again, check out the video that I'm going to post from a YouTuber that uses this actual yarn that we use for the looping, and also check out the video for the weaving. All right, can't wait to see what you guys make on Tuesday. See you then. Bye.